Hello YouTube and newsletter subscribers, this is Terrell from Terrell3.com. Today is January 9th, 2015, and yes, I'm a day late on getting this newsletter out. Boy, howdy, what a mess. This is a real mess that I have going on right here, but things are happening. It's, uh, it's a long story. So let me start by giving you the Black Star update report, and it's kind of a long one this week. There's a seismic chart for the last year. These are the values we're looking at right now, and things are going as expected. We are getting, you see this low value here? This is just what I'm looking for, because by the time we get to outside orbit position, which is going to be right around February the 1st, this value is going to be about 20 quakes lower. It's going to be right around 180. Last year was 176 at this point. If you go up here, you'll see you see this 196 here. You see this 196 here. This is the 196 leading up to the outside alignment day, okay, which took place, see here, January 5th through the 11th. I'm expecting that to be around February the 1st. And I told you in the chart here, whenever we get down to 215 here, I said this got to bounce up because our bottom value is going to be around 180. So from 215, this is no way it's going to be a gradual drop. So we're going to have a bounce. We did have the bounce at 250, putting us up right in between these two values. And now we're seeing the decrease again, 227, 197. I'm expecting to see another bounce for the coming week, and then drop lower again to around 180 when we get to outside orbit position. Lots and lots of detailed information here. I explained the disparity in the chart, and here it is briefly. See my N here, near side alignment event? This is right in the middle of having 7 magnitude earthquakes on the near side, 17 of the 6 magnitude quakes, and our 8 magnitude quake. So I split the difference right in here in the middle. If you look at the 2.5 to 4 magnitude quakes, you see that you're running around 300. Here's 343. These are high values, right? But the highest value is 536 the week after we reached outside orbit position. I'm looking for this same similar kind of pattern take place. Very low value right next to a very high value. That's going to tell me that indeed we're at outside orbit position and making the move towards the inbound black star. So let me explain that a little bit by showing you the solar system and how this works. Okay, the black star, in my view, is in this area right here. It's trailing Saturn. It's maybe catching up to Saturn. We should expect to see more strange activity from Saturn as the black star comes between Saturn and the sun. Okay, we had our backside alignment event when we passed in this area right here. That was November the 15th. See how November the 15th, we stopped the orbit diagram. Look where it takes us, to the right side of Saturn, because I believe the black star is in this area here. We had our backside alignment event. But as I explained, these backside alignment events are happening 2 weeks late, and the near side alignment events are happening 2 weeks early. So if we come back around here and go to the same point, see how you have the end of April? Well, we did the end of April into May is where the event should have taken place, but it didn't. It took place back here. Okay, so there's a disparity in what's going on here, and I have not been able to figure out why. So what we have to do now is make it to outside orbit position. This is going to happen just about the time that we pass between the sun and Jupiter. Just about the same time. Then we have our 90-degree angle relative to the black star that's about here. You see what I mean? And this could even go just a little bit beyond. You see, in the first week of February, something like that. Okay, and this is what we're supposed to be able to do, is add the same number of days from our backside alignment events last year. That was October the 26th, and now we're going November the 15th. Well, that's 21 days. So 21 days from February the 5th, that takes us just about to the first week in February. But somewhere in here, we're going to hopefully be able to resolve the disparity. I don't know yet. The backside alignment events say that whenever the Earth gets around here to May the 20th, see this May the 21st, you see how we're just about going to be conjoining? Just how relative to the sun, we're going to conjoin with Saturn. Okay, we are in opposition. Earth is in opposition to the sun, being between the two, but the black star is in this area too. So right around, that's why May the 21st, May the 20th, that I'm saying the 20th. because it's, the black star is still on the right side of Saturn. It's trailing Saturn in the orbit diagram. That's why there's danger for Earth and with the potential of a geological pole shift. If the black star is between the Earth and Saturn, you can see how that places us in danger of being the black star being right next to us for a crossing event. Okay, otherwise we continue to move in orbit, the black star comes in behind us, and we're susceptible to a 90-degree variety geological pole shift later in the timeline. Or if the near side alignment events are correct, we have to go around the sun a whole nother time before, this is in 2016, before again we have problems May 20th, 2016. I cannot tell yet. We're going to have more information when we get around here to outside orbit position, 2015 orbit cycle. We're going to have more information, but exactly the disparity in the chart, if the near side and backside alignment said the same thing as the outside orbit position, if all these four critical dates, the near side, backside, and the outside, if all of this information said the same thing, I could tell you with certainty, but they don't. I don't know why these events on the near side and backside are happening 2 weeks early and 2 weeks late. Don't know yet. It's possible that we have a black star that is in orbit around another black star. That there are actually two, a larger and a smaller, with the smaller orbiting. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but there's a disparity in the modeling, and I can't tell you why it's happening. So what I must do as your threat assessment and contingency planner is warn you about the threat that's in your face, and that is the one that is anticipated for May of 2015. So wargaming, this is a good time to be wargaming right here in the timeline, because around May the 20th, and you see that the moon could play a role here, being new, right here around May the 17th, May the 18th. The moon, the sun, Saturn, and then we have Mars on the backside. It's just in planetary alignments coinciding with the black star alignment. This is when I expect that there's going to be trouble. So this is what we need to be watching for in our planning. We're going to know more when we get to this outside position point. Okay, that should be all that I need to show you for that part. Now, the earthquake situation. Look at what we've been seeing. This is what we've been seeing. You notice how all these lines cross one another. Okay, so we're having large magnitude earthquakes in near proximity to large magnitude earthquakes all around the Pacific Ocean Ring of Fire, even during this lull period. But now, follow me around. See how these lines are converging all the way from across the Pacific Ocean across to what's going on in Chile and in the central United States. You notice the convergence. These lines are now converging. They were not doing this on the previous orbit cycle. And especially, we have a dead zone in between here off the coast of Mexico, and we've had recently a dead zone in between here off the coast of Canada. But now, over the last 7 days, you see this 4.2, this 4.8, and there's another one in here. That's a 5-pointer. This is bad, because we have quake swarm activity, particularly right here in Baja California and the Alaska. We had the Kamchatka swarm that is now diminishing. Okay, but now this is supposed to be fracking, but this appears to be where we're seeing the American Craton, and this is the activity that's taking place along the tectonic plates. Okay, now what's happened is since February 6, 2013, this is when we had the Solomon Island quake event. This area right here cracked the tectonic plate in two. Now we have a cascade of the tectonic plates of the Pacific Ocean Ring of Fire, the entire Pacific Ocean Ring of Fire cascade towards that direction, which is relieving it's creating extra space in the tectonic plates along the American Craton here. With the increase in the volcanism, we see the bulging of the Yellowstone caldera, warnings coming out of Yellowstone. These two Alaska and California quake swarms, They are seeing this increased activity in between, and this is an indicator of a linchpin event. We could be looking at a large, and I've made 2 earthquake warning videos for the Pacific Ocean, ring of fire off the coast, in this very area right here, and I'm telling you, you're seeing this now the higher magnitude. This is quakes in between. This is indication of slippage, and because of the extra space that's created, and we could see a linchpin event right here. That's a 10 magnitude earthquake. We could see the biggest earthquake in recorded history take place right over in here. So I'm just telling you, heads up. This is where the pressure is going. This is what we're seeing right here. So 2015 earth change uptick period is about to begin February the 1st, and this is where I'm going to be focusing my attention. That's where I think you guys need to be focusing your attention too. Now let me get back over here, and lots of commentary. Again, you see the decrease in the number of 5 magnitude earthquakes. I realize that Hijacker sees an increase that's coming. Yes, the increase is coming because we're getting closer to outside orbit position and the next earth change uptick period. So yes, expect all these values to be increasing once we get down to this 180 in the 2.5 to 4 magnitude earthquakes. The geopolitical environment, just briefly, I'm running out of time here, is becoming more crazy, fast-paced. The global war on terror is intensifying. They're trying to flush lone wolf out. Here in the United States, they're trying to flush lone wolf out. The propaganda and the spin for the is in the direction of giving more authority to the lettered agencies who are policemen who have no right to interrogate enemy combatants or anything like that. That duty belongs to the Department of Defense. CIA, no business doing that. The CIA is not covered under Geneva Convention. If they're going to detain people, then those are people that broke the law. This is a legislative judiciary thing. Nobody has a right to declare anyone a terrorist except for the judiciary, the judge and the jury that looks at all the evidence in an individual case. What you're seeing is the media using this terrorist propaganda so that everyone is a terrorist. 3 people in France went and murdered 12 people. Well, it's murder. It's a breaking of the law. It's a police action. This is not a military action. These are not enemy combatants. And these are not terrorists. Although that's the spin, what they're doing is molding your opinion in the direction of calling everybody a terrorist so they can detain everybody, hold them in Guantanamo Bay perpetually without ever seeing the evidence against them. That's what they're trying to do. Okay, then the correspondence with Andy Lloyd. This is very good stuff. Andy, real smart guy. And the real smart guys like Steve Hunter and James McCanney, they've got 10,000 reasons why what I'm telling you cannot be possible, right? Because in their mind, they're dealing with an object in space that is cataloged by the automatic supercomputer from NASA. But we are not dealing with a regular object. We're dealing with an anomalous object, and I'm showing them the difference. And because their big brains are in the way, that's why I have trouble using scientists, geologists, astrophysicists in my investigation, because they cannot think outside the box. That's the problem that I'm having. Then, so there's a lot of information there. Wait a minute here. What I'm not seeing is my information email and what's going on with my, right here. This is the special notice. It's being updated as we go. My my Hotmail account has been disabled. Every newsletter subscriber should have received your notification email, but when I sent out hundreds of emails out of my Hotmail account, then that was seen as suspicious. So what does Microsoft do? They close my account. They don't send me a notification email to change my password. They just close my account, and they ask me questions about an account that was started more than a decade ago. I gave them the right information about new folders created, emails that I'd sent recently, and I'm dealing with a computer rather than a human being, apparently. So I'm trying to switch everything over to my Gmail account, and that means going through all of my PayPal transactions and getting your emails because I do not have them separate. They were all saved in my folders at Hotmail. You see, that sounds kind of crazy, but this is what's been working from day one. I've had no reason to change anything. I did not see this coming. Like my YouTube account was trashed. Now my Hotmail account is trashed and appears to be deliberate. I don't know whether it is or not, but I'm doing the workaround. You should receive another notice from me, from my Gmail account within the coming week or the 2 weeks. Give me time. See you guys next time.